Welcome back to Goomedes Coins and Banknotes, and today we are doing a new country. So this is Tunisia, and these are the Tunisian coins. Some of them you might encounter in circulation, but we'll get into that when we talk about the denominations. And they took over from the Tunisian franc, which was a subcurrency of the French franc. So this was equivalent to 20 French francs, although that was an aluminium bronze coin, so it was yellow instead of this copper nickel coin. And this had an exchange rate of 200 of the millimeters. So here we have a 10, 1 millimeters, we have a half dinar. So the currency of Tunisia is 1 dinar equals 1,000 millimeters. So people are probably saying 1,000. That's a bit strange, not like in Australia, which we have 100 cents. Some Arab countries have the subdivision as 1,000. A lot of those are in the Gulf states. And then we have Jordan, used to be a subdivision, 1,000 fils equals 1 dinar. Now it's 100 quirsh because of inflation has removed the bottom two denominations. Now from memory, only 3 countries still use the 1 to 1,000. That's Kuwait, Bahrain and Oman. So it's a very interesting thing to use. Okay, the smallest denominations we have the 1, the 2 and the 5 millimeters, and these are all in aluminium. Then we have the 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 millimeters. These are either in aluminium bronze, brass, or since roughly 2008, depending on the denomination, they are in brass plated steel. So they should be magnetic. Then we have the half, the 1 dinar, which is the larger round coin, and the 2 dinar, which are either copper nickel or stainless steel for the half dinar, or the 1 dinar can also be nickel plated steel, as well as the 2 dinar. Now the only bimetal coin they have is the 5 dinar. That was first issued in 2002, and it does circulate along with a 5 dinar banknote. Now with the Australian dollar, the current exchange rate is 2 dinars equals $1. So basically 200 mils is 10 Australian cents and 20 mils is 1 cent. So basically these ones are under 1 cent, and the 5 mils is pretty much 1/4 of a cent. So these are no longer in circulation based on how much the exchange rate is. Okay, so these have a cork tree, so you make corks. Most places where you're going to encounter cork is in wine, which they use it to cork the actual bottle with. And we have the Central Bank of Tunisia around in Arabic, and on this side we just have the denomination in Arabic, and this one's uncirculated, so a lot of these you're going to find in this grade, because this one is dated 1960. This was a frozen date through the entire period that they used this coin, meaning that they didn't worry about changing the actual date on the coin. They just kept striking it, even in 1983 or 1992 would have been 1960, and only on some coins. So this 5 mils 1997, and also we have the Islamic date on this coin. You're probably wondering, oh, that's in Western numerals. No, this is Arabic numerals. Basically it is Western Arabic numerals, because these numerals were used in North Africa a lot earlier than they were in Europe, and actually Europe adopted these numerals to use as their system. So you can look up Arabic numerology on, this sounds like astrology, Arabic numerals on Wikipedia gives you a good explanation. Okay, so the larger coins, so the 10, 20, 50, 100 and 200 mils, you'll probably encounter in circulation, but probably the 50, 100 and 200 mils are the ones that are going to be more common. So 10 mils is actually half an Australian cent. So these are all pretty basic design. We just have the denomination. In this case we have 200 mils. We have Islamic not iconography, patterns around it. You'll probably find those a lot on mosques and old buildings. And on this side we have the date in the Christian calendar as well as the Islamic, and it just says Central Bank of Tunisia in the center. So these coins, the 10, 20, 50 and 100, so up until 1960 this was the largest coin in circulation. So you can see, still pick these up in pretty much uncirculated grade, and up until roughly 1983 these are all frozen dates. So in the 70s these are all dated 1960, and this one here is actually quite good because okay, I didn't record that. So in 2009 this was changed to a brass plate steel, 2007, 2013, 2024, so most of these will be non-magnetic. And this one here was only issued in 2013. Numistus says it's bronze, but I reckon it's just a brass like the other metals that you can see here, although these ones are actually quite toned. And this one's actually quite good because it has doubling on the actual coin. So on all lettering we have doubling. When you turn it around, it doesn't matter which rotation you do, you can still peters out there because there's no shadow, but you can still see it. So that's either it's been re-engraved. I don't think it's actually moved on the side because there's no doubling on the pattern, so I'm just going to say that's a re-engraved die. So anyway, and then we have the 200, which is a 13-sided coin, so you can see the size of that, and that differentiates itself from the 100, although the size is actually quite similar. I would have thought because the half dinar is the smallest of the silver coins, they could probably have made the 200 probably a smaller 5-cent size coin, so pretty much probably about the size of this token. Still would have circulated and people would have been happy, because I find that people get a bit upset when they have large coins, and you know, a lot of people just don't use coinage anymore. If not, they use banknotes, and coins are actually quite a dying medium of exchange for goods and services. Okay, the half dinar was first issued in 1968. It was a big coin, about as big as the 1 dinar, 28 millimeters, actually it's a little bit bigger. But in 1976 they issued the smaller 24 millimeter version, and they issued the 1 dinar also in 1976. So these replaced the actual banknote that was in circulation at the time. Okay, so the reverse of the half dinar has always been the same. So here we have 3 different issues, and they have oranges and wheat, so agricultural produce. We have up the top Central Bank of Tunisia, and on the other side we have 3 different obverses. So this is the front of the coin. So this is Bugoiba, so he's the first president of the actual republic, and this was issued from 1976 to 83. And then we have the next issue, which was issued from 1980 1808 to 1990, and that just has a map of Tunisia. So there we have the larger lake, and the actual capital, Tunis, is up here. And then we have Carthage, which was a coastal city, up the top there as well. So they should still be in circulation. And then from 1996, they issued the coat of arms. So this is the coat of arms of Tunisia, with the simplified crescent, which is similar to the Turkish flag, but the star and the crescent is red in a white field, and the actual flag is also red. So on the coat of arms we have a Carthaginian galley, so it's a ship of Carthage, the justice scales, and also we have a lion on the other side with a sword. And this is a very old ship. It dates to the Egyptian Old Kingdom, about 2,700 years ago, probably even earlier. So these coins you can readily find in circulation. The most common one you're going to get is the one with the coat of arms. The older ones probably are slowly being withdrawn or are heavily circulated. Then we have the 1 dinar. So this is, no, is it the largest coin? Okay, it's the second largest after the 200 mils, but it's the largest base metal coin in copper nickel. So here we have the president on the earlier coins. 1988 we have the map, and then we have the woman and the coat of arms. So this is 97. This one actually got in change out of a till, and this one also depicts agriculture. So the woman's actually looking at olives or picking them. Then we have wheat, and we have a tractor on the other side with also date palms in the background. So it just says Bank of Tunisia and then the denomination. And then we have the 2 dinar. So this has the Carthaginian port, which is up north of Tunis. And this one's currently in circulation. And they did issue another coin in 2024. So this first issue of this one is 2013. And that one's slightly different in that the two's larger and on the side. So you're not seeing a lot of these buildings, because a lot of these buildings are just modern. Most of the port is around here. Most of the port doesn't exist anymore, and it's just a lot of modern buildings around it. So here we have the main port that you come in. This is where all the merchants would have actually disembarked, and here we have the military installation. So this would have been heavily fortified. Then we have the 5 dinar. So there's two issues, 2002 and 2021. So there is two differences on the actual 2002 coin, which this one is. This one just has the flat stars, but if you get one with, how many inner stars there are? Should be quite a few. If you, yeah, should be 1, 2, 3. So you've got 2 stars inside this star, and that seems to be okay. So the plain one, this is copper nickel on both of those coins. This one with the plain stars means that this metal is just brass. If it has the 2 inner stars, means it is a nickel brass. Now it's about 20 million minted, probably both dates, and all of them have the coat of arms on this side. So the value of this is about $2.50, but when they issued it, it was worth more than $5. So really, this currency has declined quite drastically since near the 2011 Arab Spring period. So I hope this helps you with your Tunisian coins. So basically, you're just going to be using the millimeters coins from 10 to 200, and the half, 1, 2, and 5 dinar. These would be the more common ones in circulation. although because they use a banknote for the 5 dinar, you'll probably struggle to actually come across that coin, unlike, you know, some other countries. So, you know, like Israel, the 10 shekels is the only coin in circulation. Thailand, 10 baht, the only coin. So when Finland issued the 10 marker, they actually withdrew that and they issued a 20 marker instead. But Germany, they issued a 5 mark coin as well as a banknote. So these had 2 different coins in circulation. Although it could be like the Hong Kong $10 coin. So this was issued 1994. It replaced the banknote. Then in 2002 they issued the banknote again. And then this coin slowly died. So you can get them. I got about 3 or 4 last time I was in Hong Kong in November. But most likely you're just going to get the banknote, and I would be surprised if the coin was more popular than the banknote. So I hope this helped you with your Tunisian coins. Let me know. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.